community is on high alert after 6 people wearing masks reportedly entered the school and attacked students. The incident happened Monday at Auburn Riverside High School in Washington. A total of 5 students were assaulted. The school district stated that a student opened the side door and let the group into the school. Auburn Superintendent Alan Spicati stated that students thought that they were being helpful and had no clue what was about to happen. The school later stated that the masked people ran down the school hallway and hit students at random. Administrators confronted the individuals and they ran. The assault prompted the school to a secure and teach lockdown for the rest of the day. Exterior and interior doors were closed and locked, and students did not move between classes. Auburn police provided security until 2 p.m. The school shared details of the incident with parents via an email, which was obtained by reporters. In the email, the superintendent stated that all 5 students were expected to recover, though he did not share the extent of their injuries. The superintendent believes that the incident is linked to back-to-back fights that happened Friday. He also stated that preliminary findings suggest that fights are connected to conflicts in the community, which he defined as gang activity. Quote, that is definitely something that is a concern of ours, and I want to be really transparent. We cannot have gangs in our schools, full stop. The school alerted parents of the Friday fight in an early email Friday. The email stated that the Friday fight began with a first altercation in the morning in which 4 students were removed from campus. In the afternoon, some of those students returned with some other non-students and a fight broke out in the student parking lot. A BB gun was confiscated. Police are reviewing video footage as they work to determine the identities of the 6 students from Monday's incident. They are also considering disciplinary actions against the 13 students from the Friday incident. Now, let me state, now I remember many a times of being in school and I would open the door for people. It wasn't groups, it was just maybe 1 or 2 people that were coming directly in. Maybe they were late, maybe they were skipping, maybe they got in trouble because they got found by their parents at home and they were supposed to be there and they hurried up and directly came to school, right? But now you have things like this that take place. Not saying that things like this story have not taken place previously, but we're talking about it. It's in the news, so we're going to use this as an example. It's a little bit of a different time at this moment when you deal with kids, when it is that you're a parent, when it is that kids have to deal with school. As stated in the report, there was a BB gun found at the Friday altercation that took place at the school. And I think that involved about 13 plus people. And from that fight, you had about several of them show up at the school in masks in order to just randomly, quote unquote, randomly hit students. Right now, not sure if those students that they hit were associated with like other students directly in the school or what have you. But again, stuff like this shouldn't happen at all. It should not be allowed. It should not be happening. If you lost a fight or what have you, then it is what it is. Hold that L. You live to see another day and whatnot or whatever. Things like this will very easily escalate because if those students happen to hit the wrong student and their family, whoever understands what it is that is going on, you'll have people out here that will retaliate without consequence. They will retaliate without thinking. They will retaliate without caring. So again, a lot of people need to be very careful of their actions and how their actions could have, reactions to how it is that people will react to it, right? Because very easily this could be something very simple and it could turn into something later on, such as a loss of life or a loss of many. So hopefully the school system will do what it is that it is stating that it is going to do. I'm not really too sure about that, but due to the fact that the police are also into this and doing an investigation, it's a 25% chance that maybe something will happen. And again, 25% is actually pretty high, considering the fact that every single day there are school fights, school incidences, both on campus and technically off campus by way of the parking lot or in front of the school, that happen every single day, that the police are not investigating, nor are they trying to make and get any type of arrest. And again, you won't have the school deciding to send emails out and all this other type of stuff, right? Because as I told you before, The school is obligated to tell you that something happened, but they're only going to tell you to a certain extent. So this is why when it came to the students receiving injuries, they said, yes, they received injuries, but we can't tell you the extent, right? But they're doing that because they don't want to frighten or scare the parents. That's what that is. They're trying to save their own butts at the end of the day. When realistically, you should tell people the true extent of what it is that took place and not just leave people in the air waiting for anything to fall while they're blindfolded. Like I said, that's ridiculous and that's stupid. And every single school around the United States copies and does the exact same thing, has the exact same monologue, has the exact same script that they decide to read from. And it's ridiculous. Again, these things need to be called out. Parents need to be calling these things out and bringing this to the attention of many other parents. Because if parents don't, then the exact same things are going to be said and nothing is ever going to be done because the school system is there to protect the school system, right? They're not even there to protect the teachers because 9 times out of 10, if something happens to the teachers, they're the first ones to get fired. But yet the student who committed the act against the teacher or whatnot, they're still there, not even being transferred, right? So again, the school at the end of the day is going to protect the money, right? And the money is the students. They would rather keep a student there and fire a teacher because the teacher is not bringing them in money. But those students, every single time that there's a count day or whatnot or whatever, the school gets money directly for those students. This is why a lot of schools would rather keep troubled or whatnot students there. They'll just make another section for them. Oh, we got a classroom for the troubled students. We'll just keep them there. We have a classroom for the students that have ADHD. We'll just keep them there. We have a classroom for the students that all like to fight. We'll just keep them there. That's what they do. That's what they do. The same thing that they do in prisons and jails, they do the same exact thing in schools. In order to keep that money, they're going to make sure to keep their butts in those seats so they can receive those thousands upon thousands of dollars. So, like I said, do you really think that the school is going to do the necessary job that needs to be done in order to hold every single student accountable and to also bring in all of their parents as well? No, they're not. No, they're not. So, good luck.